watching this, you've probably had a busy day at school and are now at home in front of the TV, having something to eat and relaxing. Well, guess what? I am still at school. In fact, this used to be one of my old schools. It's Kaikohe West School. And Kaikohe is in the far north of the North Island, north of Whangarei. You know, I used to go to this school last year. Okay, I went to the school 10 years ago. No, you're right. Don't tell anyone, but I went to this school 20 years ago. I know. Hey, I wonder if it's changed much. Hey, how has school changed over the years?
You didn't have lunch orders and you just had a plain old sandwich.
They've built libraries and planted more trees.
New computers.
I reckon it's pretty hard because they don't have any books to write in.
You could be right. But I bet things haven't changed all that much. I bet the kids are still doing the same sorts of things that I was doing 20 years ago, like eating my lunch at lunchtime, playing games like hopscotch, playing ball games even. And I bet they're still wearing the same kinds of clothes that I was wearing 20 years ago. You know, there's only one way to find out. Yes, we'll have to go back to the middle of the day when all the kids were still at school. Right, well, that should do it. Well, let's go and see what Kaikohe West is like today. I'm in room 1 at Kaikohe West School as it is today. And I've got my camera here, so I'm going investigating. Hey, let's have a closer look at those photographs that we took of Kaikohe West School as it is today. Well, some pretty cool kids there, but they've always been cool kids at Kaikohe West, especially 20 years ago when I was at school here. I know, I'll show you. I'll just set the old remote control back to 20 years ago, and away we go. Oh, here we are in room 4 of Kaikohe West School, 20 years ago. You got the camera? Great. Well, let's check out these cool kids. Now, if my guess is correct, everything should look pretty much the same when we compare Kaikohe West today with Kaikohe West of 20 years ago. Let's see. Hang on. Do you see what I see? Or rather, what I don't see? Where's the computer in this photo? Hang on. We didn't have computers in the classroom 20 years ago when I was at school here. In fact, I don't even think there was a computer in the school. Do you know that Kaikohe West School started 120 years ago? That's a long time ago. And if things have changed in the last 20 years, since I was at school to now, what would school have been like 120 years ago? Well, of course, there is only one way to find out. That's to go back in time, way back in time, with the help of the super-duper sized remote and a little imagination. Bit different, huh? Well, this is probably what school was like at Kaikoi West School over 100 years ago. Instead of writing in books, the children would have written on little mini blackboards like this called a slate. And they learnt a lot of things by rote. Now, I don't mean they wrote things down. They learnt things by chanting them and learning them off by heart, like 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8, 2 8s are 16, 2 16s are 32. Oh, and guess what? This is the sort of outfit they would have worn back then. Well, the girls anyway. The boys would have worn something like this. Oh, and come and check this out. This is cool. This is a photo taken of school kids at Kaikoi West School not long after it first opened. It was called Kaikoi Native School then, and it was for the local Māori children. Now, this must have been taken in the middle of a music lesson, and it looks like they're all wearing a uniform of some sort. This photo was taken around 80 years ago. Maybe you've had a class photo taken a bit like this. They're not in school uniform now, and if the photo was colour instead of black and white, we'd be able to see their clothes were a bit more colourful. Well, this photo was probably taken about 40 years ago, when the school was going through another uniform stage. The photo is black and white, but this time the uniform is too. Or maybe your school has a uniform, but hopefully it's not like this one. It's so hot and the material is a bit scratchy. Come on, let's go back. Back to the future. Back to where we started the program at Kaikoi West School. Hey, looking at the photos in this photo album, I don't think Kaikoi West School has changed much at all over the years. Huh? Yeah, just kidding. It's changed quite a bit. And not just in the style of clothing, and not just in the fact that not only were there no computers in the classroom over 100 years ago, but instead of writing in books, they were writing on those mini blackboards called slates and learning things by rote. Things have changed in schools right throughout the country, not just at Kaikoi West, because you guys are learning things differently, and you're learning lots of cool things too. You've got media studies and computer studies. We had, exciting things back in our day. Oh, yes, we had reading, writing and arithmetic. Ooh. Even how a school disciplines its pupils has changed. And by that I mean how they treat people who misbehave. 100 years ago, things were pretty strict. Oh yeah, if you misbehaved, you got punished. And not with time out. Oh no, in the good old days, they'd bring out the good old cane and give you something to think about. Well, when I was at school, they'd put the cane into retirement, and instead, if you misbehaved, they'd bring out the strap. But they're not using things like this anymore, and it must be because you guys are getting better behaved all the time. Hey, see if you can find out how old your school is. Maybe it's just a few years old, or maybe it's over 120 years old like Kaikoi West School. Oh, and do some investigating. Ask your parents what school was like when they went to school, and then ask your grandparents the same questions. Maybe they wore some of the same outfits and uniforms that I got to wear today. Oh, hey, this is Kaikoi West School as it is today, and these are the kids that helped us make the program. Hey, does your school look like this? If you'd like information about this program, or if you have questions you'd like answered, you can write to us at Suzy's World, PO Box 34307, Birkenhead, Auckland, or head to the website www.suzy.co.nz. Hey, if your school is as old as Kaikoi West School, then maybe some of the buildings have changed too, like these stairs here. These were the stairs that led to the very first classrooms here at Kaikoi West 120 years ago. But things have changed here, and now these stairs lead to a very cool playground. Check it out. You know, I think it's time for me to head home from school for today, so I will see you next time. Ka kite. Yeah, you could be right. But I bet kids haven't changed much. Oh, no, I bet things haven't changed much at all.
Okay, just hang on a sec.
Yep.
Would you go away? Come on. You're tickling them. This program was brought to you by New Zealand On Air.